Let me get everything put together here. So if you're watching the replay, fast forward about 10-15 minutes. I got to get everything on this for this live or the replay or whatever. I need to get this all set up since I can't, what do you call it? I can't schedule things and have everything done. I don't know what YouTube has done, but they seem to not know how to fix it. So just bear with me really quick. Let me get this. Um, what this? Just bear with me. I don't can't see if anybody is on at the moment, but I'll be right there with you. Hi, Froggy. Okay. Fine. This. Take that off. No. That. No. Just, okay, save that. Close that. We can close that. All right. Do that. And hello, Becky, Tracy, Terry, Carol. Hello, everyone. Just bear with me. I'm running a little bit late, and you know the routine. I got to take the time to get this all put together. But in the meantime, let me put this link out here. And then let me pin it. Okay, so we've done that. And then let me copy this again. Let me go here. Um, see page. Close that. Let's go here. Here. Share this. share now. Okay, I have everything set up now. I don't need that. I see all of you. Hello, Sharon. Okay. I think I have everything together here. Oh, it's been a day, guys. It's been a day. Been a day. And I'm going to try and get through this because last night I didn't get much sleep at all. Alright, so I think I got everything kind of put here. I got that. I think I got everything set up now. And how are we on time? Not too bad, on 7:03. I got everything in the description done. I got the links all set up, and yeah, so everything even posted out on Facebook so we can bring some more, kind of get it out there so we can bring more people in. So welcome everybody. It is Friday. Yes, very close. You don't need to see the top of my head and the gray hair. I know I gotta trim this hair, I gotta color it, I gotta do all that stuff, and I just like, hello Diane. All right, so there is really not much going on at all. Not much happened. I will tell you that I do not have any more birthday cards that came in this week. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any stragglers that may come through, maybe next week, but nothing this week. Um, I will make mention that there's things that are in the works for next month. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm going to pre-record ahead of time. Looks like it's working out that the last 2 weeks of March, I will be in Oregon. So um, I'm not gonna, I mean, I may do like a quick little live, but it's not gonna be doing any crafting or anything like that. So just probably just maybe some video content of when we go, to the coast or whatever. So other than that, the videos for Thursday and for Fridays, they're going to be pre-recorded, but that's at the end of March. Now, I will mention that tomorrow's the 1st, so my monthly Christmas card inspiration, that video is already done, and it's scheduled for tomorrow morning, so that'll be out there. I will mention that the February paper pumpkin kit, I may have mentioned in the last time we got together that I had paused or I suspended that month. Well, then after the fact, I decided, okay, I really wanted to do a video with it. I wanted to get the whole kit. At one point, I was planning on, because I know that Yvonne had gotten the kit, and I was planning on doing like one of each of the projects in her kit. But at this point, I don't know when I'm going to see her again because she's been still feeling under the weather. So I did go out. I watched, what was it, Erica Sermon's Friday, Facebook, Friday, yeah. Well, what she does on Friday afternoons on Facebook. And she said that she typically orders a couple of extra kits. And so I reached out to her. She did have extra. And so, yeah, she mailed one out, but clearly I'm not going to get it until probably next Monday. So next Monday, I'll probably be doing the February paper pumpkin kit. And then, of course, when it comes to March, I'm thinking that one, I mean, my daughter gets it. I subscribed her, so I don't know if I'm going to do that there, or I may wait till I get back. But again, when I get back, it's going to be the end of March. So I figure out how I'm going to do it. So it's going to probably be a little late for March's too. So, uh, hello, Deborah. So everybody, you know the whole drill, what I'm going to say. And yeah, you guys are already on it. That spreadsheet is pinned up at the top of the chat box. If you want to add your name to that, I will tell you that I don't know. Oh, I see someone said hi to Mia. So Mia's here. Hello, Mia. Um, but it's gonna be hit and miss if Yvonne will be on here tonight. Uh, Yeah, she may not be on tonight, but we already had a discussion, so actually just a little bit before I came on here. So other than that, yeah, so that's some of the things that are going on. My plan is I'm actually going to take 2 weeks to be out in Oregon instead of just one. One of those weeks I'm going to actually work from out there because it's a long trip. I'm gonna tell you, sitting on that plane, it's like what, well, the flights that we looked at is like about 8 hours, both ways. So it's a lot of time on a plane. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself during that time. But yeah, so I'm actually taking 1 week of vacation where we can just do whatever during the daytime, and then another week I'm going to physically be there, but I'm going to work. So yeah, so that's kind of like what's going on. So other than that, there's not much of anything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and take this, I'm going to flip it, and we're going to kind of get started. I'm going to do some of the housekeeping stuff. So today, the 28th, is the last day for celebration. So there's just a couple of more hours. I believe that at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time is when that's it. But if there was still anything with celebration that you wanted to get, don't wait till that late to place your order. So if you still want to, you still got a little bit of time left to do that. Because after 11, when it hits midnight, that's it. Celebration for this year is done. So let me go ahead and let me flip this, and we'll go through this housekeeping stuff really quick because it's all the same, and then we'll get started on the projects. And I will tell you, the projects are really cute. So I don't know if you've well, I just put the thumbnail out there with a picture of them, so they're just going to be really bright and cheery cards. Because if you've seen the designer series paper, that's basically what that's all about, bright and cheery design. So let me flip this, and plus, I did make mention, yeah, there she is, that what was it, that the Thursday, the one I posted yesterday, and this one in honor of it being the month of Froggy's birthday, which was near the beginning of this month. Um, that card from yesterday, one of the cards from yesterday, features a frog on it, and our first card tonight features a frog on it as well. So we're just going to Deborah, Oregon, around Portland area, actually a little bit southwest from there in McMinnville, to be exact. So let's see. Let's flip this. So close your eyes if you get like seasick. Now you're looking at my ceiling. Okay, I'm going to lower this a little bit, and hopefully we don't get all wonky, because I know sometimes this thing likes to focus in and out, and when it does that, I know that can be annoying. All right. So again, last chance stuff that's still going on. Um, I haven't had a chance to really look lately to see what's still available, but there's still more stuff out there. I believe every 2 months, there's going to be more stuff that gets added to this. So there is a link that'll take you to all the last chance products that are it's in the description. The subscription period for the March kit, the Daisy Daydream, that has started up. That's going to go until March 10th. There's also the coordinating Spring is in the Air set of dies that will coordinate with the January, February, and March kit. That's item 166 237. It's $12, I believe, here in the US. Now, in order to get these, you do need to be a paper pumpkin subscriber. There is one thing that I do want to make mention really, really quick. If you happen to be a subscriber, let me get my email here really, really quick so I can tell you what that is. So, um, Stampin' Up has been doing stuff with their website, so they're doing like all these changes to it. So one of the things that's happening is when you would subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Now this isn't purchasing the prepaid kits. If you wanted to subscribe to it monthly, you would go to paperpumpkin.com to subscribe. I just want to make mention that what they're going to do is they're going to actually move that subscription website to the actual Stampin' Up website. Let's see. So I'm just going to read what they got from the email that they had sent to us. It says, "We have great news. Paper Pumpkin is moving to stampinup.com. That means you and your subscribers will be able to shop Paper Pumpkin subscriptions in the online store. The change will make it easy for you to set and manage active subscriptions and to purchase new subscriptions." So it says that paperpumpkin.com will shut down on March 10th at 11:59 a.m. Mountain Time. Then Paper Pumpkin subscriptions will be available on StampinuP.com on March 11th at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. So then that means the ability to purchase and manage subscriptions will not be available during that time. Paperpumpkin.com shuts down, and the times subscriptions are available on stampinup.com. I will mention that if you are currently already subscribed, everything is still going to go through. You don't have to do any changes whatsoever. If you are I believe if you are a customer and you are ordering through a demo, if you don't already have a login for the Stampin' Up website, your email and creating a password, you would want to do that if Paper Pumpkin is one of those things that you'll be interested in. So the actual Paper Pumpkin website's gonna go away on March 10th. Also, I think it's in April, if I remember right, I think around the middle of April, the whole Stampin' Rewards is going to change along with like host codes. Host codes are then going to go away. The Stampin' Rewards program is going to change. It won't be that you have to spend $150 to get 10% in rewards. I think it starts at I think $20, and then you earn so many points depending on what the total of your order is. And then those points you can actually use in your next order. So there'll be a little bit more information about that as we get closer to that. Also, like I mentioned, the celebration that's going to end in a couple of hours. So if there's anything that you wanted out of this, get that order in, sooner rather than later, because once it hits midnight mountain time, that's it. Celebration is done for this year. The mini catalog is still going strong. So if you are not working with another demonstrator and you would like a paper copy of this, my email is in the description. Just simply send me an email with your mailing address and then let me know which catalogs, whether it's the mini one or the annual or both of them. And I'll be happy to get that out to you. And then there is the scrapbooking brochure that this is on the website. Um, the hostess codes. I think the hostess code, the host codes here. Let me bring that up because I know it's around the middle of April. So hold on one second because it was in the weekly update that came out this past Tuesday. Let me see here. Okay, so that's Paper Pumpkin. Where's that? Uh, where is it? Oh, and they're going to make changes to the online store too. So, say for example, if um, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. This is what they used in this in the message. So say let's take the Utterly Awesome Sweet collection. You got your stamp and die bundle, you got embellishments and all that. If you were to do a search and you see the stamp set, when you click on that, in the description of it, it's going to list all the other things that are part of that suite. So then that way, if you see something that may be part of a bundle, you'll know that it's part of a bundle when you click on it and you kind of, see an up close picture and like samples that are using that. So that is going to happen within the next couple of weeks. Uh, where is um okay, I know that I saw it. I don't know if it was in an email when they sent it. Um yeah, I remember reading Froggy that around the time of mid-April, like April around April 15th. That there's going to be more info as we get closer to it. I know that prior to April, I think it's prior to April 15th. Also, if you have, how you may put together an order and you just have items sitting in that order, pending to be completed and submitted. I know that around that time too, that if you have something like that sitting out there, that they're going to remove those items. So if there's things that you have in your cart that you do want to order, then you would have to do that before. Um, like I said, I think it's around between near the beginning of April to mid-April that you would need to do that. And then even like if there's host codes that say a demo has set up, they would need to also have that all closed out by a certain amount of time. And then I think even if you have any what is it, like rewards or something like that, that too you would need, like product credits, you would need to use that as well. So yeah, there's I swore that I saw it in one of the what do you call it? I swore that I saw it in the weekly update, but now it's like I'm clicking on it and I'm not seeing it. Yeah, now I'm starting to wonder where I saw it. I don't know. I just know that it's going to be in April. It's around anywhere between the beginning to the middle. All right. So, with that, let me carry on here. All right. So, as a matter of fact, I will let you know that I think it's going to be next Friday. I did get I did get this meant to be sweet. So I got the whole scrapbooking kit, and there's the designer series paper, the two-tone cardstock, the sticker sheet, and the stamp and dies. I did get that, and I believe that I have this planned for next Friday's live. So I'm looking forward to pulling out these bees again. These do kind of coordinate with that. Was it the Be My Valentine bundle that is currently in the annual catalog? I think it's the same designs in the paper. The only difference is the other paper had the sweet sorbet in it, so they kind of changed it up and they got petunia pop in here. So we'll be playing with that. Do you have to be under a demonstrator to order paper pump? Well, yeah, if you want to subscribe to it, you do have to subscribe to it through a demonstrator. Okay, and let me see if there's anything. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to be a demonstrator to get it, but in order to either subscribe to it or to purchase the prepaids, yeah, that you do have to do through a demonstrator. And of course, that demonstrator's got to be in your market. So Carol, for you, it would have to be a demo um in Canada. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Sit offline for a bit on the 14th, open the 15th with all the new stuff. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I know that I read it, but now it's just I don't know. Did it come through as an email? I swore that it was in a weekly update. So wait a minute. Maybe it was in the previous one. Let me see really quick. Yes, that's what it was. It was on the week of the 18th. So their digital platform unification project, that's where they were, bringing a lot of things into the online store. So basically what it's saying, so like on March 11th, the celebration product credits will be awarded before April 13th. It says work with your customers to finalize any workshop orders, host codes, and current stamp and rewards, including the 50% off item. The option to redeem a starter kit code will not be offered in the new system, so any codes should be used before this date. Remind your host to submit any redeem starter kit codes. Keep in mind any remaining product credits, including compensation plan and celebration product credits, will be converted to Stampin' Rewards with the same expiration dates. April 14th at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. OEX ordering, including workshop and customer orders, will be permanently removed. Any orders in modify status will be removed. All host codes will be disabled and removed. The ability to generate host codes will be disabled. Customer Manager will become read only. All functionality has moved to Customer Center. Product credit redemption will be disabled. Any product credits will be removed from demonstrator carts. All product credits will be converted to Stampin' Rewards. And then on April 15th at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, the Stampin' Up! Website will be taken offline for 6 hours. Visitors to the site will be redirected to a message about the planned downtime. Once the transition is complete, the website will be available with the new Stampin' Rewards program and the ordering for customers features in Customer Center. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. So the rewards are supposed to be, they're supposed to be better. They spoke about it when we were at the onstage event last year in Houston. So I think with the orders starting at, was it starting at $20? I think that for here in the US, so for every dollar or every CSV that you got, did that convert into a Stampin' Reward? I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm kind of remember it was something along those lines. But then you wouldn't be able to redeem those rewards in that order that you're placing at that time. Those rewards would go towards the next order that is placed. So even the 50% off item thing, that's going to go away as well. Okay. Hello, Stacy. Okay. All right. So, yeah, so we're going to use that meant to be bundle for next Friday, I believe. My planner is sitting over on the other desk. So, yeah, so that's kind of like some of the stuff that's going to be coming up and happening. So there's going to be a few little changes out there come April in regards to the Stampin' Rewards and all that other stuff. One of the things that I realized after I finished last Friday's live that I wanted to just make mention in the description, that little paragraph that is just above the list of supplies, there's a little bit of wording there that I create PDFs for all of the projects that I do on my Friday Night Lives. So if you would like to, they're on the drive. That link will take you to it, and then you can print it out. I got it all done by date and then the name of the product that was used. And in here, it's just like giving you the list of the supplies in the date here. So this date, like right here, Friday Night Live 2/28. When you have the PDF and you click on that, it's actually going to take you back to this video. So then you can look through this and watch the video at the same time. So in here, there's a picture of the projects. I have like dimensions of like the cardstocks, and if something's stamped, I'm letting you know what color blends or whatever that I used to color them in, and then what, like embellishments, and if I used Winkostella, what I colored the Winkostella with. So this little resource originally was something that I was offering for free when someone placed a minimum $35 order with me, and I sent the free card kits of the projects I made that night. But because there was nothing really happening with that, I figured I was still making these PDFs to follow, so I figured let me just go ahead, put it out there and offer it, to everybody. Okay, so I'm a little late to the game here on what I'm using. So this suite is in the annual catalog, and it's called Lily Pond Lane Suite, but it's the Charming Duck bundle. So we have, of course, the lights reflecting right in it. So there is the photopolymer stamp set. There's a lot of two-step stamping on this, on the little baby duck, the bigger ducks, and the frog. And so, yeah, so we're going to be using, I'm doing a little bit of stamping with the images. I'm using really a lot of the paper. The paper has a lot of bright colors in it. You have balmy blue, granny apple green, gray granite, peach pie, pretty peacock, and pretty in pink. You can see like just how really bright and cheery that paper is. So this is part of the suite, and then there is also the adhesive back dappled dots. So you have a pebble path, pretty in pink, and peach pie. So this is everything that's in the suite. So this suite's a little bit smaller as opposed to some that may have, in addition, some ribbon and like an embossing folder. So this is the suite that we are going to be using tonight. And let me kind of move that out of the way. A lot of things I did ahead of time. And there's a little tip that I'm sure that if some of you follow, hello Marva. Well, Marva, I have not started making any of the projects yet. I'm doing that right now. I just did a little bit of like housekeeping stuff ahead of time, just letting people know what's going on with Stampin' Up and things like that. So this is the first project that I'm starting right now. So you haven't really missed much. So let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. So I don't know if you saw this, if you follow other demonstrators. There's some other demonstrators that do this. That Memento, their ink pad I have over on the other desk. So it's a felt pad. So our white ink pad is uninked. It's a foam pad just like the other ink pads, and then you get the white ink refill to add it to the pad. So what they have done, and I've done this, and I have found that when you typically when you use Memento, and I don't know if this happens with you, but I see it a lot when I use it, that when you stamp with Memento, you're not getting that really dark, crisp black, like as if you had stamped it with the black stays on ink. Uh, Take the re-inker and re-ink this ink pad with the Memento, and I have found that it stamps really, really nice when I do that. So I'm going to be stamping a greeting with it. So I'm going to show you how that looks. And I even like stamped this little frog, and you can see that that black is like, that's just a really nice, dark, solid black stamped image. So definitely that's one of those little tips. And of course I use my label maker to show that that's what was in here. Now, I did use quite a bit of the re-inker when I inked this up, but it just stamps really, really beautiful. Okay, so the pieces that I have here. So my card base, this is Granny Apple Green, and it measures 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white. This is 5.5 by 4. And then out of the designer series paper, I have these 3 patterns here. Each one of these measures 4 3/4 by 1 1/4. And then ahead of time, I did some die cutting. So out of the Stylish Shapes dies, this is in our annual catalog. I die cut this circle here. I also, out of the set of dies, the Charming Duck Pond, there is this, the cattails, so I die cut that. We're going to color these in with blends. So I die cut that. There's also just one individual lily pad. I had die cut that. And then, of course, like I mentioned, I stamped the little frog on the lily pad in the Memento Tuxedo black ink. And then we're going to color him in using our blends as well. So I'm going to fold. Well, you know what? We'll do this. We'll fold and burnish this first. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And then I'm going to take this piece here. Now this piece is going to be flush, like from top to bottom on the card base. And then there's just going to be a little bit of a border on either end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these strips of designer series paper and I'm going to place them on this piece here. So I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. This is the Tombow multi-purpose glue that we sell. I just put it in one of these fine tip glue bottles because with this glue, it has a latex in it. So you really don't need a lot of it for it to really stick well. So I find that if I have it in a fine tip glue bottle, then I'm not using too much. Okay, so I'm going to put this down and there's just going to be a little tiny border up at the top and along this outer edge. And I'm going to start off with doing the 2 outer pieces first, and then I'll do the center one so that way I have it centered in between the two strips. And then I'm going to take this one, add some glue to this. And then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. There's just a little tiny bit of a border. Now, I'm not using my seal on this because I find that if I use the seal, a lot of times it sticks down. And then when I try to adjust it, it's really stuck and then I'm pulling it off. So I just find that the liquid glue works a lot better on that. And then for my final piece, let me kind of look at this, see if it makes a difference which way I'm putting it. But add some glue to this. And then we'll put this right in between. Move it over just a tiny bit. And there we go. So we got our 3 strips on there. Then this is where we're going to do a little bit of stamping using this black, because I do want this to dry. So since this is kind of inky, it's going to take a little bit for that to dry. So I want the happy birthday. Yeah, she does. I take it that she must have texted you, Terry. Yeah, I talked to her on the phone not long before that, and then then she texted me just before I went live, and yeah. Okay, I need a block. So let me, oh, that's not the one I want. We don't want You Make Me Happy. I want the Happy Birthday. So what did I miss? What happened with, what did Deborah say? Here's my autocorrect mess. Told my sister that mom had a sore on her lip, so I was putting Vaseline on it. Was changed and said I was putting gasoline on it. My sister wrote back, gasoline? Yeah. You gotta love when it does spell check. Okay, so let's put that on there. And then we'll ink this up. And you can see that it's inking up really nice. But what I do want to bring in, since that's photopolymer, I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And we'll ink this up. So this ink pad is really inky. And you can see just by how it inks up that it just inks up so much better from the foam pad than it does from that felt pad. So I'm going to stamp this in the bottom right hand corner. Like so, and you can see that's just a really nice bold black. So so that really is a great tip. Okay, so then we're gotta let this dry a little bit. Let me kind of take it off to the side here and do that, because I'm sure if I do that under the camera, it's gonna freak the camera out and it's gonna try and focus it. And all right, then I'm gonna bring in the Pretty in Pink bordered ribbon. This ribbon comes in all of the new in color colors. So there's Peach Pie and what is it? Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. All right, I need my scissors. And I don't need a very big piece. I just need enough to wrap it around. And then I want to take another piece here and I want to tie a knot. So I'm not going to do a bow because I don't really want that bulk of a bow. And then I'm going to trim. Let's see, trim right there. Okay, let's get this out of the way and our pin so we don't lose that pin. All right, and then I'm going to bring in my Scotch tape. Actually, what I should do, take this off of here. I am going to take my seal and I'm going to run this right across, straight across. And then I'm going to place this right over that. Let's make sure we got it straight. And then we'll wrap it around and I'll tape these ends down. All right. All right, so then let's take our glue and let's take our card base and we'll glue this down. All right, and then this is going to go flush from top to bottom. And then we want a little bit of the border, like so. And we have a little bit of the green. I don't know if I can push this up any, probably not. Okay, and then let's take our circle here and we're going to pop this up. Got my little bin here with all my dimensionals. All right, and then I'm going to take this, I'm going to place this right over here, like so. Now we're going to put our frog and our cattail on top of that. I'm going to take some glue dots. I'm going to add one on either side of my knot. And then I'm going to place this right over here, like so. Now let's do some coloring. So for this, I'm going to bring in, let's see what I got here. I'm going to bring in my dark Pretty in Pink and my dark Peach Pie. And then I have both my light and dark Granny Apple Green. And then I want both my dark and light Pretty Peacock colors. All right, so let me get a scratch piece of paper. Okay, let's close up our scissors, kind of get rid of some of this stuff because this desk will get filled up very, very quickly. All right, so I'm going to take my cattail and I'm basically going to follow what the designer series paper has. So when you look at these cattails, you have the Pretty in Pink on the bottom and then the Peach Pie on the top. And then the greenery part, the stems, I guess you can say, they use both the Granny Apple Green and the Pretty Peacock in it. So I'm going to mimic that. So I'm going to take my dark, boy, that looks horrible, my dark Pretty Peacock. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to use my dark Granny Apple Green first. And I'm going to color these leaves on here. Do this one. Okay, and then I'm going to take the dark Pretty Peacock, and then I'm going to do kind of like these stems here. And then the little tiny stem that comes up the top of that cattail. And then I'm going to fill the rest of the bottom here with the pretty peacock. Like so. All right, and then the paper has the pretty in pink on the bottom first, so I'm going to kind of do half of it in the pretty in pink. Wonder how many times I'm going to call pretty in pink pretty peacock and pretty peacock pretty in pink. All right, and then the peach pie. I'm going to color the top, and I'm going to blend that a little bit in with the pink. Like so. Okay, and then that's what that looks like. And I'll set that aside. And then my frog, we're going to do the dark granny apple green for his legs and the outer part of his body. And then the center part there on his chest, we're going to do that in the light granny apple green. Oops, we forgot his leg. Now see, if I would have thought of this before, this probably would have been your card, your birthday card, Froggy. Okay, let's see. Then we want the light. All right, and then I'm going to take the light pretty peacock, and then I'm going to color in this lily pad. Because these areas are so small, I'm not going to worry about, you know, doing all this blending, because if you put too much ink on this, you're just going to have your green and your blue here kind of like blending in together. Let's see, then on this lily pad here, I'm going to color that with the light pretty peacock. Oops. All right, so we got our coloring done, so let me move these out of the way. And then I'm going to take a dimensional and put that on the back of my frog. Let me see, I got my, put that on the back there. And then we got that piece. All right, so then I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And I'm going to add some to the back of my cattails. And again, you don't need a whole lot, especially when you put it on the back of the cattails. There are little holes that are created when you die cut it, so you don't want the glue oozing out. And then I'm going to add this. Of course, I put the glue all on the here, so I'm going to just let that kind of dry and not press that down so it doesn't stick to the rest of the card. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom of this lily pad. And again, there's these little slits that the die cuts in here. So you don't want to go crazy with the glue. And we're going to add that right there. And then take our frog. What was that you were thinking, that if I had done this sooner, this would have been your birthday card? Who knows? You could end up winning this card tonight. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. And we're going to add this to all of the cattails. And I'm trying to do this where I'm just getting it on the cattails and I'm not getting it on that white die cut. Okay, and then we're also going to add it to our frog. And then both of these lily pads. Okay, there's that part. And then we got one more. So we're going to bring in these dapple dots. And on this one, there's two sizes on this. There's a small and there's a larger one. So I'm going to use one of each in the smaller sized ones. And let me get my take your pick tool. And let's get one of our, this is Pebbled Path. And then we got Pretty in Pink. And then Peach Pie. Yeah, I had gotten this suite pretty much when that catalog first went live last year, but this is the first time that I'm actually using this suite. So like I said, a lot of times I tend to end up being late to the party when these things come out to when I then actually create with it. So there is our first card. So you can see all that little sparkle, and it really brings out the color from the coloring with the blends. And again, you can see by adding that that Memento Tuxedo Black ink to, you know, the uninked white foam pad, that it definitely stamps a lot better than the felt pad. So there is our first card. And now let's get the stuff for our second one. So this one is well, I would say that this is a fun fold that we're going to be making. Now on all of these, well, the first card we had just a little tiny bit of you know, like the die cutting of the detail. Well, I've done, like, on all three of these cards, there's a lot of pieces that I had already had die cut. So there's a lot of paper piecing that I'm doing on these cards. So this one, I don't know exactly what the name of this fun fold is. I mean, it's a simple one. It's not difficult. And again, I did a lot of die cutting and cutting ahead of time. So for my card base, this is basic white thick. This measures 5.5 by 4.25. This is the regular basic white. This measures 8.5 by 4, and then I've scored it at 4.25. I have a piece of, this is Balmy blue. This measures 4 by 3 3/4. And in the die, set of dies, there's this one die here that's going to cut out that image. So I did that ahead of time. And then out of the designer series paper, so this, for this pattern here, this is the bottom right hand corner of this piece of paper. This measures 3 7/8 by 3 5/8. So this is going to go right behind this piece, and you can see it's just an eighth of an inch smaller. So when you put it onto that balmy blue, you're not going to see the designer series paper sticking out from behind it. Then I have this pattern of the designer series paper. I have cut 2 of these. This measures, what are these? 4 1/4 by 1. So you need 2 of them. Now, this is what's going to go on this base. And since you're only going to see the outer edges, you can do one or two things. You can either take a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece and glue it down to the whole entire piece of the basic white thick, or you can cut these 2 strips and then you can glue it on either end, because then this piece is going to go just over a little bit of these 2 pieces. So you're not going to see it, back here anyway. So if you want to conserve a little bit of designer series paper, two strips measuring 4 1/4 by 1, or you can do a whole 5 1/4 by, no, 5.5 by 4 1/4 to go on that basic white thick. Okay, and then out of the stylish shapes, this is a smaller circle. I went and I die cut that. Out of Granny Apple Green, I have die cut 2 of these cattail stems. And then I also die cut 2 out of the peach pie cardstock. What we're going to do is we're going to snip off the actual cattails, and then we're going to glue them onto our Granny Apple Green ones. Then I have die cut. There's one die that will die cut these 3 lily pads at the same time. So I got that. And then here are those lily pad blooms. So one die is going to die cut 2 of the larger flowers. And then there's one die that will die cut 2 of the little, the bud. So I just need the 3 of them. So that's pretty in pink. And then out of the designer series paper, again, there's no die to do this. I fussy cut the mama duck that has the 3 little baby ducks right there. So she's going to be part of the scene. All right, so I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to glue down these 2 pieces of designer series paper. All right. Add some glue. And again, we're just going to put this on the very edge. So we're going to line it up. And I did cut this just a little bit longer, so that way I knew that it was going to cover, and then I'm going to trim that once these are down. Let's add glue to this one. Add that there. It's kind of lined up. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my little mini guillotine paper trimmer. This was actually a Celebration freebie a few years ago. So it was one of those options when you joined, you can get this little mini trimmer, and I think it was a variety pack of 6x6 designer series paper. So I'm going to take this card base and I'm going to line it up right to the edge, and then I'm going to just trim those little extra pieces off so now it's flat. We'll get rid of our 2 little extra pieces here. And we'll get this out of the way. And then this basic white piece, we're going to fold and burnish this. Okay. And then we're going to add some glue to the back of this. Okay, and then we're going to add this right to the middle of this, so we're overlapping those 2 strips of paper a little bit. I'll make sure that I got it lined up to that top edge. Okay, and press that down. Okay, so you can, in here you can stamp your greeting, or if you have a lot to say, you can also do it on the back as well. Okay, so does Froggy got the answer to Tracy's question? Do female frogs croak? Doesn't the male frogs ribbit? Good question. All right, so then I'm going to take, let's see, on the back of my Balmy blue piece here, I am going to add some dimensionals. So I want my larger ones, I want my smaller ones, and I'm going to go around, because this is going to sit on top of this, but I want there to be some lift between this Balmy blue piece and my designer series paper, so it looks almost like a shadow box. So again, the paper is a little bit smaller than this Balmy blue piece. Okay, and we put that there. Move it over just a little bit. All right, and then I'll take 2 more and put it at the top here. And then let's get our little ones. Yeah, it's nighttime. I think, it's been a long day. So, yeah, in the evening, you kind of get silly. I kind of have a name for that, like when you're tired and you're just being really silly and all that. I call that stupid tired. And yeah, well, when I'm around people, it happens a lot more. Of course, when you're by yourself, it's just you, so you're not so much cracking jokes and stuff like that. So I have some down on the edges here. I want to add a couple just so that way it's close and it doesn't leave like any sagging on this. So it is an excessive amount of dimensionals. Let's see, we're going to add one. I think we're good. All right, so now let's remove all these. I know some demonstrators, they use their take your pick tool and that stabby end, and they'll like flick it and pick it up that way. I don't know. I got this thing that if I were to go and do something like that, my luck, I'd probably stab myself with it. And, you know, one of the things when it comes to making cards, I don't think we want our blood on it. So we're gonna, let me see. Oh, Froggy, praying you feel better soon. I can, well, as far as, you know, I don't know if it's the flu or if there's something that's going around that, um, I mean, Yvonne's sounding a whole lot better. I mean, when I talked to her last week, I mean, she sounded horrible. She really sounded congested. And when she called me earlier this afternoon, she sounded like she wasn't even sick at all. But, you know, once she starts talking, then she starts having like a coughing fit. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do, my designer series paper, I'm going to flip this over. So I want to be mindful. I want the grass to be up top and my water down at the bottom. And I'm going to flip this over and I am going to center this right on the back of my Balmy blue piece. So that's what it looks like. I do want it to be lifted up a little bit because we're going to pop up our mama duck here. We're going to put that in there. So then I'm going to take my liquid glue. Yeah, the one thing with Yvonne though, she said that she wasn't dealing like with any with like no fever, no chills or anything like that, no sweating. So yeah, it's just some kind of crud. Okay. Then I'm going to place this right in the center of my basic white. Yes. Yeah, Froggy. Yeah, she says that like during the daytime she's okay. Like if she's not talking, like during the daytime she's okay. But it's when she goes to lay down. And I'll tell you, I don't really get sick at all. Um, you know, it's very rare, and I'll tell you that when I do get sick, I'm miserable. And if I can't sleep, you know, if I'm tired and I can't sleep because because of the coughing, okay, then yeah, I'm not happy. I may hit my pillow out of frustration because I just want to sleep. All right, so we have that. We're going to take our mama duck. We're going to add some dimensionals to the back of her. And let's see, we'll take this little one and put that up there. And I think what I'm going to do here, as soon as I put this down, I'm going to put my hair up in a clip because it's starting to feel a little bit warm here. All right, so the mama duck, I'm going to kind of fit her in like so. Stick her in there. Let me put my hair up so that I figure out where I put that hair clip. I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, actually, when I talked to Yvonne earlier, she was like, she was dealing with it. Her husband was fine, and yeah, so when he went and called her when he was on his way home, yeah, he was saying that he wasn't feeling all that great. So now it sounds like he's coming down with what she had. All right, so let me bring in my silicone craft sheet because we're going to be doing a little bit of paper piecing here. So I am going to take my green cattails. Now what I want to do is I'm going to trim these peach pie cattails off of these stems, and I want to make sure that I line up the same ones together. So I'm going to snip right at the base of the stem. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. All right. And then I'm going to bring in my take your pick tool. Be a little bit easier for me to pick up those to put on top of here. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue on here. And we'll line this right on top. This one. And again, you don't want to use a whole lot of glue because these cattails do have like little holes that are die cut in them, and you don't want that glue to ooze out. So there's our cattail, our first one. Let's do our second one. And put our other one on here. So let's make sure these are lined up. Let's see, depending on which one of you, depending on which one of us you ask, today and tomorrow is our 33rd wedding anniversary. We got married on February 29th. Well, happy anniversary, Froggy. Okay, so we have that together. Then we're going to take these and we're going to add some glue to the base of this. We're not going to go all the way up onto the cattails. I just want some near the bottom. And then I'm going to place this right over here. And then so the double lily pad. I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And again, I don't want to add too much because there's those cut slits that are from the die. And I'm going to add that right here. You can move that over some. Oops. Okay, and then one of these big lily blooms, lily pad blooms. I don't know, would these actually be called lilies too? Because lilies are something, I mean, there's different kinds of lilies. Okay, and then our little bud. Add some glue to the back of this. And we'll add that to the center like so. And then let's get our other cattail. And this one we'll add over here as well. Okay. And our single lily pad. Place that right there. And our other little bloom. Okay, and then this will go right here in the center. Move it up just a little bit, like so. Okay, then let's see, what do I want to do next? So then I want to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to add this on to these peach pie cattails. I'm not going to worry about putting any on that balmy blue. And then I'm going to add it just to these blooms. I'm not going to add it to the actual lily pad. So all the greenery parts, I'm not going to add the Wink of Stella to that. And let's add it to this. All right, so we got our Wink of Stella on there. And then I'm going to take this stylish shaped circle and I'm going to bring in my pretty peacock ink. And I want the greeting that says, "Have a lovely day." Put that on a block. And let's open up our ink. Terry, how can you know somebody for that long? You're not that old. You look like you're 34. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up. And then for some reason, when I ink this up, it's like part of it looks like it's really inked up well, and then another part looks like it's not as dark. So this greeting is just going to fit inside. But you don't look that old, Terry. So that just fits in there. Okay, and then we need this to dry. I don't want to smear the ink. Okay, so this is going to sit right over here, and so it's going to come off of this a little bit, which is fine. I just want to make sure that I put my dimensionals in the right place. And then we want one up near the top over here. And we'll tuck this down underneath our cattail and make sure that's straight. Yeah, so there we go. So it overhangs a little bit, but you don't have that dimensional sticking out. Okay, so we got one more thing to add. We're going to bring in these dapple dots again. This time I'm going to use one of each, but I'm going to use the larger sized ones. So the pebble path, I'm going to stick this one right down in this open lily pad. And then my peach pie, I'm going to stick this one right here. And then the pretty in pink we'll put over here in this grass. So a pretty simple and easy fun fold card. I just ended up making it a little more difficult with all the little added stuff that I did, with the paper piecing and all that. So again, you can do your greeting and write whatever you want to write on the inside there, or if you have a lot to say, you also have the back of the card as well. So there is our second card. All right, so we got one more, and this one has a lot of paper piecing to it as well. Yeah, well, yeah, paper piecing, but at the same time, the other thing we're also going to be doing, we're going to be doing a little bit of ink blending. So I do have my small blending brushes to do that. You can do the same thing using sponge daubers as well. So let me get the pieces here for our last card. And let me flip the sheet so I have all my dimensions. Okay, so let's pull this all out. Okay, so for my card base, this is basic beige, measuring 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic black. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. I have a piece of basic white. I used that die again on this one. When I die cut it, I just centered it like from top to bottom and more over to the right hand side. This piece measures 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. I have a piece of Pool Party. This is what's going to go behind this piece. This measures 4 by 3.5. Out of some scraps here, basic white, I die cut this banner image. This comes from the Nested Essentials die. So I think it's not the second largest. Well, it's either the second largest or it's the third, one of the two, because our greeting's just going to fit on that. Then out of that designer series paper, this is the piece that has that pretty in pink and white checkered. This measures 1.5 by 1 inch. Then out of some scraps, I have, so the way the dies are set up, some pieces they die cut at the same time. So like your outline image of your little duck and the solid image, they're part of the same die. So this large duck image and the top layer of this one. This is gray granite. Die cut that. And then add a peach pie. We got the solid little duck. Then there's a wing for the bigger duck. And then there's also the beak for that larger duck as well. I'll put that aside. And then for the lilies, what I did, I had die cut a set. So the 3 are in one die. So I die cut a set out of Granny Apple Green and another set out of Lemon Lime Twist. And then with these blooms, again, I die cut these using Pretty in Pink. So we have 2 of the larger blooms, and then we have those 2 little buds. And then just a little itty bitty tiny scrap piece of basic black. This is gonna go behind our duck face here. So that way the eye is going to be black rather than it just being open and you can see through it. All right, so I am going to take, so before we do that part, we're going to do our stamping. So I'm going to bring in my piercing mat and we're going to stamp on that. We're going to use the Pebble Path ink. So let me grab that. Okay, and then I want the greeting that says, "Hello, friend." Okay, we don't want you getting all pixelated. All right, so let me get block. And then we'll ink this up. And we're going to stamp this right in the center of this. Okay. And then on the back of this, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And I'm just going to add a little bit down on the bottom here. Get that out of the way. Let's bring our silicone sheet in, and then this little strip of the designer series paper that I had cut. We just want a little bit of that checker to show on the bottom of it. Okay, so we can set this aside. And then let's bring in our scrap paper here. So we are going to take our gray granite duck pieces and we're going to add a little bit of shadow on this. So I'm going to bring in Pebble Path. This is one of the ink colors that's going to retire when our annual catalog ends, in early May. So I have my little brush. This is kind of like for my grays. And I'm going to ink that up. And then I'm just going to go right on the bottom and add a little bit of shadow and some on the back. A little bit on top of his head. Right there. And then we're going to do the same thing on the little piece. And I'm sure that I'm going to have ink on my fingers after I do this. I'll probably have many different colors on me. Okay, so we got those 2 pieces done. And then the peach pie. I'm going to add some on this, and then on my solid one here, let's see, I got that brush. All right. So on the wing, I want towards the bottom. And then most of this image is going to be covered, so I want the back part here. This is the part that's going to show through that gray granite die cut. Okay, so this little piece here, that's for the beak. I'm going to use, I'm not going to use that ink. I'm going to bring in my dark peach pie blend. And I'm just going to color over this to make it darker. Okay. Then we'll close this up. And we'll move that out of the way. All right, and then I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green pieces here, and I got my Granny Apple Green ink. Let me move these out of the way. We don't need these. And so I have a brush for my darker greens and one for my lighter. So I'm going to use the darker one here. And I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to add some to the bottom. Those lily pads. And then, let's see, got this piece. All right. And then let's get our lemon lime twist. Okay, and my light green brush. Okay, for that one. And then we got this one. And again, you can do this too. If you don't have the blending brushes, you can do this with the sponge daubers as well. I'm going to kind of get some of these out of the way because we're starting to run out of room here. Okay, so we're going to stamp with that one. We don't need this one. And then we got our blooms and our pretty in pink. Twisters. Are you talking about sponge daubers, Tracy? Or are you talking about, I don't know who carries them, but they look like they're just like dowels with just a little bit of foam or something on the very tip of them, or a little brush or something? Okay, so my pink. And actually for this, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to kind of hold these smaller ones. Okay. Let's get our larger ones here. All right, so we got that ink on all of those. And just wipe that off. And we'll bring back in our silicone craft sheet. All right, now let's close this up. All right, so now let's do some paper piecing here with our ducks. So I'm going to take the wing and this is going to line up kind of like right over that one little wing that kind of pokes up at the top there. Okay. Oh, tweezers. I wonder if it's not because my hands are moving. So like as it's moving, it's causing, and if I come up higher, that it causes it to do that. Okay, so we have that. And like I mentioned on the back, we want to cover up that eye. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right around that. And then my little piece of black cardstock. That will fit right on the back there. Oh, okay, tweezers. Yeah, I see it pixelating. So maybe if I refresh it, because I don't have anything else running on the Wi-Fi other than my laptop and my phone. So I'm just going to refresh this. And let me put this back to live chat. Okay, why is my mouse not wanting to do its thing? Okay. Then on my little duck, I have my basic black Stampin' Right marker. Now, when you die cut this, you're going to see like there's this little embossed dot here, which is for the eye. So I'm going to take this marker, and since most of the face, other than the beak part, I am going to add the black there. And just like I did on the beak for for the larger duck, I'm going to take and do the same thing. Of course, why am I doing this on there? Do the same thing on the little duck. Okay, and then I'm going to get my glue and add a little bit on the back here. And then this will line up right on top. Slide this over just a little bit. I'll press that down. Stop pixelating. Stop. Let me move it up just a tiny bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so there is our little ducky. And then let me get the glue, and we're going to put the beak on our larger duck. And get this. We'll line this up. Yeah, so this card, I mean, I would say it's kind of like a wow looking card when it's all said and done, but it definitely is a little putsy with all of the piecing that you're doing. Okay, so on this piece of Pool Party, let me bring in my scratch paper again. This in the set, you have this one stamp here that has the branches and the leaves for the cattails, and then you have this one here that's the cattails. So I want both of those, and we're going to stamp these in Pool Party on the Pool Party cardstock. So let's open this up. And let's get our, I don't need the big block. Okay, so we're going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp this full strength. Like I'm going to come up a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom because I do want to see this. And then stamped off, and I'll stamp it again so you see a little bit of shadow of that. And then I'll stamp it again. And stamped off. And then I'll come in with it again, like so. And then I'm going to take the cattails. Now this will just, you're going to look at where the tops are right here. And this is going to fit right into that spot. So we're going to stamp this full strength. And then stamped off. Yeah, when you stamp it off, you're not really going to see it. And then one more over here. Okay, so this is going to be our background piece that's going to be back behind that cutout. All right. Got kind of a big mess going on here. All right, so let's pull that out of the way. Move that. I'm going to get my card base. I'm going to fold and burnish this. Okay. And then, let's see, I'm going to take this. I want to add this to my card base. And I'm going to center that like so. All right, then let's put that aside. Let's take our white cardstock. We're going to turn this over, and just like what we did with our second card, I'm going to bring in my dimensionals, and we're going to come in with these. Let's see, how far is it going to go? So go about here, and of course we're going to need to come out to the edge because we need this to pop up as well. A dimensional that the backing came off. Okay. Lots of dimensionals on this. And the problem is this spot is so small that really none of these dimensionals are going to fit in there. I mean, I can cut a little itty bitty tiny sliver, but I'm not gonna worry about that. So let me take these off. Stop pixelating. I wonder if it just doesn't get to the point where it's like the phone's like, yeah, no more. And it's starting to like get a little warm, and because it is plugged into the laptop and then the laptop is plugged in. Yes, please, if you can hit that thumbs up button and share it if you would like. Okay, so then let's bring in our silicone craft sheet. We're going to put this down like so. And I'm going to place this right behind it like so. Press that down. Get my finger off of that. Bring in our card base, and then we're going to add some glue to the back of our pool party piece. And make sure that our card opens up the right way. And then there's just going to be this little small black border around this like so. Oh, you know what I needed to do before I did that? Oh, we're going to have to improvise and do it this way. So one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to color these cattails before I put this down. So we're going to do this. Let's take our paper and put it back behind there. All right, so the same way that I colored the cattails in the first one, I'm going to bring in the dark peach pie and the dark pretty in pink. And I'm going to do the pretty in pink down at the bottom here. I'll do it on this one too. And try not to get the leaves. And a little more pink. All right, and then I'm going to take my light and dark Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to get my dark here, and we'll do these stems right here, and then the little tips, and then I'll get some of these leaves. Yeah, you definitely want to do this part before you end up gluing it down. And then I'm going to take my light and just yeah, I hear you, Froggy. Let's color the rest of these. And I want to try and not get the green mixed into what I colored on those cattails. All right, so there is that one side. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I have to be a little bit careful when I get towards the bottom here. So let me, oh yeah, that's nasty. Yvonne. Yeah, we're working on the final card. Okay, and then let's add some the dark. All right, and then let's finish. Okay, and then let's color in these cattails the same way. We'll start with the peach pie first. Okay, and then the pretty in pink. Again, I want to try not getting any of this pink on any of these green leaves that I've already done. Okay, good save, good save. All right, let's take that out. All right, so now I'm going to take my greeting piece here and I'm going to add more of my glue on this left side of it. And we're going to place this right over in this corner right here. And to check to make sure I didn't freeze up. See, when I look through my phone, I'm not seeing that pixelating. I'm only seeing it on the screen. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so we got that part. Let's take our big duck here and we're going to add some dimensionals to the back. And let's get a little one. Video is definitely getting a little long here. Okay, so then this duck is going to sit right over here in the middle, like so. And then I'm going to take my my lily pads here. And let's see how I want this to go. I think I want it to go this way. I got a glue goober on the end of this. You don't need that. Trying to get that pixelating to stop. Let's see what happens if I refresh. Guys, I don't know why it's doing that. I mean, my phone screen, it looks clear, but for some reason on the laptop screen, I'm seeing it getting all blurry. Okay, so this is going to sit like right over here on the bottom. And I'm going to take my individual one. And this one will go, let's see, right over here. And then let's get our lemon lime twist one. And this will go right over here. We're getting there. We're almost done, guys. And then we'll do the card drawing for the 3 cards. Okay, and we'll stick this little one right here. Okay, then let me see. We don't have much room to put a little dimensional right there, so I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on the back of the little duck. And then the little duck is going to sit right here. He probably had his music playing too loud, Vaughn. How bad is the truck? All right, and then I'm going to glue these all right. We're going to put our large one here. You know, and the crazy thing is it's not even raining out there. It's not freezing temps. See, that's one of the things. I mean, from being up north, I can drive through, you know, like deep snow. I can drive in winter weather. Down here, it's like, okay, learn how to drive when it's sunny out before you start even thinking about driving in the snow. That's just my thought. Okay, and then a little tiny bit, this little one. You can see, I mean, it's just a lot of little pieces, you know, that we're putting on here. So it is a little bit putsy and a little bit time consuming. This is definitely one of those cards that, you know, it goes to somebody really special. You know what's interesting, when I look on my on the laptop screen, these colors don't look really bright. They kind of look a little dull, but in real life, and even through my cell phone, it's they're, you know, they're bright colors. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to close this up. So we got 2 steps left to do. One of them, we're going to add some of these little dots. So I'll do that first. And again, I'm going to use each one of the colors, and I'm going to use the smaller ones. And wow. That's so, this would be why our our car insurance is so dang high here in Memphis, because of these fools who don't know how to drive. I could almost bet, Yvonne, that a cell phone must have been in play, that that person was probably too busy looking at their cell phone, and it's dark out. Yeah. It's like, if you want to mess with your cell phone, then you need to pull your butt over and then do whatever texting or whatever you're going to do. Because my friend, well, when he was living in Dallas, he, you know, on those highways, you know, he was on the highway. A woman was coming on from the ramp, not paying attention, came over, and he tried to prevent her from hitting him because she was coming into his lane. And next thing you know, he ended up hitting the back of another SUV. And the whole front end of his Tahoe crushed in, but all he did was just sprained his wrist a little bit. I mean, his windshield got smashed and all that, but no cuts or anything. So I was extremely thankful for that. But yeah, people and cell phones and driving. No. I don't like driving, period, anymore. Memphis is the worst city to drive. Honey, you haven't been to New York. Go to New York. You'll probably agree that they're probably about the same. Wow. Okay, so now we're going to add our last step on this. We're going to add some Wink of Stella. So the Wink of Stella is going to go on these, just the colored part of the cattails, the pink and the orange parts. Okay, and then I'm going to do the ducks. So our ducks are going to sparkle. And then we got the flowers, and then that's it. Like I said, it's a little putsy. This is the type of card, you know, that you would send to somebody you really like and knows that they're going to appreciate your little work of art. I wouldn't, upstate. Oh yeah, upstate New York gets more. I was born in New York City and grew up on Long Island, but you can still get some big snow on Long Island. So there is our last card. So yes, a lot of like little die cut pieces and doing the ink blending on those. I mean, a little putsy, but super cute in the end. So let me bring in the other two cards. So here is our first one. And again, a tip with the black ink. I did what many other demos have done, or what I've seen them do. Of course, it's got to be on the very bottom. I just took one of the craft white pads. So when you get this, you get an uninked pad with a re-inker. And so I just took the re-inker for the Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I inked up that foam pad, and it stamps so much better than the felt pad. So there is our first card. And then our second one, which is like a fun fold. And again, we use that one die, and then we just have it raised up to our backdrop. So that's our second one. And then of course, then we have our third one. Okay, so with that, I am going to tidy up just a tiny bit over here so we have some room to move. And again, this PDF, I will have this out on the Google Drive probably either tonight or tomorrow morning. And again, the link to the Google Drive is in the description, just above where the supply list is. So if you want this, that will be out there soon. Let's see, my newsletter, I will be putting that together, and I actually already worked out all of the products that I'm going to use for the month of March. Yeah, so some new items that I'm going to be using for that. Let's see, anything else? So if you want to receive my newsletter, I'm going to be putting that together on, well, it's going to go out, was it the next Tuesday? So if you would like to receive that, the link is in the description below. All you have to do is just add your name and your email address, and then when I go to send it out, you're on there and you will receive it. Okay, so while I'm doing this, if you haven't already added your name into that Google spreadsheet to do the drawing of one of these cards tonight, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to kind of get these things out of the way. Let's see. Move these brushes to where I don't end up with ink all over the place. All right, and we'll get these out of the way. All right. Kind of get that out of the way. All right, I'm going to put that there. All right, so let's see here. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And let's see, so I have, Becky, Tracy, Terry, Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Marva, and okay, Stacy, I'm going to be honest with you. It's like me saying brown sugar, that don't sound right to me. So I'm always going to call you Stacy, okay? So yeah, so is there anybody else that would like to be added? The link is pinned up at the top of the comment box. And if you have any issues, just say something in the chat box and we can get your name added. So is there anybody else who would like their name added to that list? Oops. I need my pen. Where's my pen? What on earth are they doing up there? You got one of the kids taking a bath in the bathroom that's right next to my bedroom, and I just don't need water coming out of that tub and all in my other bathroom. I'll tell you one of the reasons why I couldn't get much sleep last night. 3 o'clock in the morning, someone decides to take a shower. Then they're walking around in the room right above my head. And then when I thought I can get sleep, no, at 6 o'clock they were moving around again. So I gave up and I just got up, took my shower, and did laundry and got ready for the workday. Okay, so is there anybody else who would like to be added? Becky, Tracy, Terry, Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Marva, Stacy, Yvonne, do you want to be on there? Carol, do you want to be on there? You know who I haven't seen on here the past few of them? Our other Carol Helms. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I think we have everybody. So let me take all these names and let me add them into my wheel of names. Okay, and we'll close that, and we'll close that. All right, so let me unplug this. And again, when I spin, and I think everybody that's on here, let me take, okay, out of everybody that's on here, I have everybody's address but Marva's. So Marva, if your name is chosen, what I'll need you to do is in the description is my email address. Just simply send me an email with your mailing address. And it doesn't matter if you are outside of the US. I can send cards. It's just a product that I can't send to another country. So if I choose you, I'll need your mailing address. All right, so now I don't like if you're new, I don't have the fancy software where I can flip my screens and all that, so I have to actually bring my laptop in like this so that way you can see what's going on. So let me go back here just to make sure we got everybody. All right, so when I draw your name, the same order I made the cards, so card 1, 2, or 3, just choose one of them. And of course, the second person will choose one of the 2 last ones, and then whatever the last one is, then that person will get that one. So let's go ahead and spin this. Marva, you're our first winner. Are you still with us? Are you still with us, Marva? And I see that my thing is just kind of going in and out. Bring this up just a little bit. Yeah, maybe, but she could have left too. So if she had left, then we'll have to move on, because our live has gone pretty long. We're almost to what, 2.5 hours. Are you still with us, Marva? If you had left, we're going to spin again. Okay, let's spin again. Becky. Number 3, okay. I think I wrote you down. I got like so many of these little post-it notes. I know you got a card from last week. Of course. There you are. You said number 3. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the wheel. Stacy. Which card would you like? Would you like the first one that we made or the second one? And as long as you have your address current and up to date in Workday, I can, whoops, I'm dropping everything over here. I have, which one would you like? Would you like this one, the first one we did, or the second one? Which one would you like? Would you like this one or this one? Do you know which one you would like, Stacy? Number 2, okay. Our really putsy card. No, that wasn't our really putsy card. The last one was. Okay, so for the first card that we did Let's go back to our wheel and spin one more time. Terry. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our video. Let's kind of move this laptop out of the way and let's kind of wrap everything up. So again, if you like the projects that I have made tonight, please give the video a thumbs up and share if you would like. You know, shares, likes, comments, all of those things help me in growing the channel. Um, Also, let's see, like I said, there's some information that's in the description. Like if you want to be on my newsletter, knowing like what products I'm going to use on my Thursdays and on my Fridays. Again, the paper pumpkin kit, that's for, unfortunately, the video's not going to post in February. It's going to post in early March. I'm supposed to, according to informed delivery, I'm supposed to have it on Monday, so Monday evening or possibly Tuesday, one of the 2 days, I will be doing that. And of course, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with March because I'll be out of town at that point. So, you know, if you want to get the newsletter, okay, the link is there. And again, that'll go out on Tuesday afternoon. Let me see, anything else? Oh, and again, that PDF that's going to be out there on the Google Drive, and the link to that Google Drive is in the description just above the supply list. And again, next week, I am going to do the meant to be. So that is this whole suite of products. So this is what we're going to be using next Friday. And I'm going to do I think next Thursday, one of the Magnolia. It was a whole suite of product. I'm going to do that for next Thursday. And I'm kind of hoping that I can place an order for some of the new stuff out of the mini catalog. So hopefully in early March before I go on my trip and have it, you know, before I leave. And so I have a couple of things planned for that. So for example, we have Dino Roar, which was that old suite of product with the dinosaurs. So I'm going to do that on the final Thursday of the month. And then I'm hoping to have that Darling Dinos that's in the new holiday mini catalog. I'm looking to do that for the last Friday Night Live. So hopefully all that will work out. I don't know if I'll have to like adjust anything or not. We'll see what happens. So everyone, thank you for joining me tonight. We did go a little bit over 2.5 hours. So all of you, you're troopers. Thank you for sticking with me. And everyone, have a wonderful weekend. If you're someplace where it's cold, stay warm. Temperatures are okay here now. I mean, they're supposed to drop a little bit. So everyone stay safe, stay blessed, and have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next Friday. Bye-bye.